Welcome to the April meeting, ordinary council meeting, Muswellbrook Shire Council. First of all, going to applications for attendance by audio visual link. We have Councillor Barry and Councillor McNeil, who I understand is having a little bit of trouble with the visual, not the audio. We'll see how that goes as the meeting progresses. Do I have someone want to move that way, please? Councillor Hartley, Councillor Morris. All those in favour?
Aye.
Yeah. Motion carried. Thank you. Councillor Hartley, the Acknowledgement of Country.
Council would like to respectively acknowledge the local Aboriginal people who are the traditional owners and custodians of the land on which this meeting takes place.
Thank you. And the Civic Premier, Councillor Bailey.
Almighty God, from whom comes every good and perfect gift, we give you thanks for the blessings you bestow upon us in this Shire. Grant to those who hold office in this council the spirit of justice and truth, of wisdom and charity, that mindful of our responsibility and of the needs of those we serve, we may promote the true welfare of your people, exercise wisely and faithfully the authority committed to us, and advance the common good through Jesus Christ our Lord.
Councillor Bailey, you may be seated. Before we keep going, I do want to acknowledge a couple of special guests tonight we have in the audience. So we have the General Manager of Upper Shire Council, Greg McDonald, and of course, Mayor Morris Collison. So welcome to the meeting tonight to both of those gentlemen. Moving to apologies and applications for leave. So apologies I have from Councillor Douglas for an application, a leave of absence, Councillor Dunn and Councillor Marshall all for leaves of absence. Anyone want to move that way? Councillor Scholes, Councillor Morris, all those in favour? Clear, unanimously carried. Thank you. Confirmation of minutes. 1 and 5, you all have a copy of the minutes in front of you. Did someone want to move that way? Councillor Morris, Councillor Mahajan. Any comment, any questions? No? Councillor Mahajan?
No.
No, if there's no questions, I'll put that. All those in favour? Second those minutes, thank you. Unanimous and carried unanimous. Item 6, disclosures of any pecuniary and non-pecuniary interests. I'll start on my left, Councillor Morris.
Thank you very much. 10.4.2, the 2025 Christmas Spectacular Sponsorship Request. I have a pecuniary interest in that as I'm organising the event.
Thanks, Councillor Hartley.
Yes, 11.1, the Mac Energy Mount Pleasant Community Planning Investment Committee. I've got a insignificant non-pecuniary interest in that, and 17.3 in closed council, the road closure and works deed. I do have a significant precautionary interest in that one.
Councillor Hartley, Councillor Bailey.
11.1, Mac Energy Mount Pleasant Community Funding Investment Committee. I have a non-pecuniary, non-significant one with that because I work at the mine. And 17.3 in closed council, road closures and works deed. I have a significant pecuniary interest in that one as I work at the mine.
Thanks, Councillor Bailey. We'll move to the screen now. Councillor McNeil.
No, Neil, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Barry.
I've got a pecuniary interest in 10.1.2, the Memorandum of Understanding with Singleton Council, Bayswater and Liddell, as I'm an employee of AGL.
Thanks, Councillor Barry. Councillor Mahajan.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I having a non-pecuniary interest, item number 10.1.3, monthly report to Council Planning, Environment and Regulatory Service, page number 36. One of the property listed in this page, I and my wife on this.
Thanks, Councillor Mahajan. Councillor Skull.
Yeah. Again, 10.13, the monthly report with regards to thing. I have a minor non-pecuniary interest in one particular item that's listed. As it is only being listed for discussion, I don't intend to look at it.
Thanks, Councillor Scholes. Councillor Ward.
No.
None. And I have none either. There is no, so I'll move on. There is no mayoral minute. Now, public participation tonight, we have The Upper Hunter Shire Mayor, Morris Collison. Morris will be speaking in support of item 10.4.3, which is the Upper Hunter regional brand that both, obviously Morris and myself have been working pretty hard at for quite some time. If I ask Mayor Collison to come just to the lectern, please. I'll give you a few minutes, however long it takes you.
Thank you, Mr.
And
Mayor.
if you just wait when you finish, and if councillors have any questions.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
And Mr. Mayor and councillors and staff, great to be here, and got the General Manager. He may have to duck up his do, Mr. General Manager, if you wish, but this has been going on for a while, and I've been heavily involved in it right through. And Charlie's done a lot of work behind the scenes and to bring it to us as a group. And I'm very proud of what's in front of us, and we hope that Muswellbrook will endorse it, as I hope that Upper Hunter does next week. I think that it's maybe on the table now, but we've still got a lot of work to do between us all. We've got to the hard work be done, but we've got to put the foot on the pedal to make sure it continues. Very important that I believe anyway that this guy Muswellbrook and us, we've got a big area and a beautiful area, and we've got a lot to offer. And I don't believe Upper Hunter is doing enough towards tourism and promoting our area. Yeah, the Mayor and I both sit on the JO, Shore to Shiraz. Shore to Shiraz, that finishes around Cessnock. And I always said, let's get up to the Warbirds, let's get up to the Muswellbrook. So it's up to us now to sell this and make it work. And I'm very proud of it. Mr. Jan, you wish to add?
Thank you, Chair. Evening, councillors. As Draken said, I'm the General Manager at Upper Hunter. We've worked on this for probably 18 months or so as an Upper Hunter Shire Council project, and we're really, really pleased when Derek and Shaylee came on board as part of the broader regional context, because it meant that we could promote our whole region and not just one local government area. And we felt that that was important to get full regional buy-in. And we worked very cleverly together. And I thank Derek and Shaylee for their support throughout the whole process. One of the things we saw as a real benefit was putting our mark on the map as the Upper Hunter as a region, not as two separate local government areas, but as a single region, and allowing businesses, tourism and events to grab hold of that branding. And it's more than just a logo, and this is one of the things we struggle with trying to, I guess, explain is, what does this mean? It's more than just a logo. It's a brand, it's a story, it's a placemaking thing. It's all those things to bring this together so that when people say the Upper Hunter, their mind immediately goes to both Muswellbrook and the Upper Hunter LGAs and the region and all of that has to offer. We think it's a really good tool. We think that businesses are going to be able to jump on it. We think events are going to be able to utilise it. We think the tourism industry is going to be able to utilise it, and Upper Hunter Country Tourism Board has already given endorsement, providing that the two councils support it. So we support it. We'd love to see Muswellbrook Council give its support to it tonight, and we're looking forward to our council doing a similar thing next week, and having both the Mayor and General Manager of Muswellbrook along to our council meeting doing the same thing. So it's very collaborative, and we would certainly support it.
Thank you. Any questions, councillors? Any questions at all? Thank you.
Mayor too has spoken the one thing, but I hopefully we'll forgive him.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Non-business arising. Response to questions from the March ordinary meeting. Councillors have had a chance to read those responses. Someone want to move? First of all, have a mover. Councillor Morris, a seconder. Councillor Hartley, any discussion? Any discussion of those responses? If that's the case, I'll put that. All those in favour? Any against? Declare that unanimous and carried. If you, Councillor McNeil, when I'll say specifically for you, all those in favour, if you can just say yes or no as we go through, just so I'm aware, so we can record your vote. That's all.
Yay on the last one. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move straight into business. So planning and environment. There's a draft planning agreement for Muswellbrook Best Proprietary Limited and Muswellbrook Shire council for public exhibition. So the recommendation in the business paper reads that Council 1 endorses the inclusion of clauses 8.1E and 8.1F in the draft planning agreement in attachment A, which provides for a pro rata reduction in development contributions in the event that development is suspended for a period of 3 months or more. And 2, approves public exhibition of the draft planning agreement attachment A and draft explanatory note attachment B in accordance with the requirements of the Environmental Planning and Assessment Act 1979 and Environmental Planning and Assessment Regulation 2021. And 3, delegates authority to the General Manager to execute the planning agreement following consideration of any public submissions, provided any amendments do not result in any material change to the planning agreement as exhibited. Have I a mover for that?
Also move.
Councillor Scholes. Councillor McNeil has seconded. Any Councillor Scholes, do you wish to speak to it?
No, thank you. I think it's.
Councillor McNeil, do you wish to speak to it?
No, thank you, Mr Mayor.
Any questions? Any discussion? If that's the case, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Yay.
Thank you. We'll declare that unanimous carried and unanimously carried, sorry. 10-1-2. So Councillor Barry is out of this one. She's gone.
Just from the.
10-1-2. So this is the memorandum of understanding with Singleton Council, Bayswater and Liddell Power Station sites. So the recommendation in the business paper in front of you is that 1, Council delegates to the General Manager authority to develop a draft memorandum of understanding between the Muswellbrook Shire Council and Singleton Shire Council on the Bayswater and Liddell Power Station sites, transition to future employment precinct, and 2, a further report be submitted to Council for endorsement of the final draft of the memorandum of understanding. Have I got someone want to move that way?
Happy to
Councillor
move that,
Ward.
Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Ward and Councillor McNeil. Councillor Ward, do you wish to speak to it? Yep. Thank you, Councillor Ward. Councillor McNeil,
No, thank you, Mr Mayor.
any comment, any further questions from councillors? If that's the case, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Yay.
Any against? Councillor McNeil, you obviously.
Yes, please.
Unanimous and carried. Thank you. So 10-1-3, Councillor, we'll get Councillor Barry back online. Swap Councillor Barry for Councillor Mahajan. 10-1-3.
Do I need?
It's non-significant.
Yeah,
Oh,
significant.
non-significant, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, it's only been noted.
yes,
Same as mine.
that's right. Councillor Barry, you said someone sent her a message. Yes. You can hear me now, Councillor Barry? Thank you. So we'll move on to 10-1-3. So the monthly report to Council Planning, Environment and Regulatory Services. So the recommendation of the business paper purely is that the information contained in the report be noted. Have someone want to move that way? Councillor Morris and Councillor Bailey. Councillor Morris, any comment?
No,
Councillor Bailey. Any comment or question for any councillor? If that's the case, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Yes.
Declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you, councillors. Move on to 10.2 corporate services. There's some policies here for adoption. The first one is the library membership policy and library collection management policy for adoption. So these have been out on for at least 28 days out on public exhibition. The recommendation in the business paper is that council adopts the library membership policy and the library collection management policy. Have someone want to move that way? Councillor Morris, Councillor Hartley, either councillor want to speak to that?
No, thank you.
Any councillor wish to, any questions? If that's the case, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Yes.
Declare that unanimous and carried. 10.2.2, Contributions to boundary fence policy. I'm sure we remember this one. Contributions to boundary fencing policy for adoption. So the recommendation in front of you is that council adopts the contributions to boundary fencing policy. Have I someone want to move that way? Councillor Bailey, Councillor Morris. Councillor Bailey. Councillor Morris,
No, thank you.
any questions on that policy? If that's the case, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Yes.
Any against? Unanimous and carried. Thank you. 10.2.3 is councillor expenses and facilities policy for adoption. Again, recommendation of the business paper is that council adopts the councillors' expenses and facilities policy. Have I, councillor, want to move that way?
Also,
Councillor Scholes, Councillor Hartley, Councillor Scholes, you wish to speak to?
no,
Councillor Hartley?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Any other councillor? If that's the case, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Any
Yes.
against? Declare it unanimous and carried. Thank you. This one now is for public exhibition, so 10.2.4. It's the draft cemetery policy for public exhibition. So the recommendation in front of you, the business paper reads that 1, council endorses the draft cemetery policy for placement on public exhibition via council's website for a period of 28 days. 2, if no submissions are received in relation to the draft cemetery policy during the public exhibition period, then council resolves to adopt the cemetery policy on the day following the conclusion of the exhibition period. And 3, if submissions are received in relation to the draft cemetery policy during the public exhibition period, then a further report will be submitted to council for consideration of submissions received during the exhibition period. Have I a councillor? Councillor Scholes.
also move.
Yeah, I'll
Councillor
second
Morris. Councillor, okay, again, Scholes, Councillor Morris. Any questions, Councillor Scholes?
No, no,
Councillor Morris?
No, thank you.
No comment?
I'd like to commend the process with regard to we're putting them on exhibition, and if there is no submissions with regards to it, that it just becomes a process to go forward.
I agree. It does that. It does declutter stuff,
Yeah.
but brings a bit of time up. I think it is a good move. If that's the case, no further comment. I'll put that. All those in favour?
Yes.
Any against? I declare it unanimous and carried. Another one for exhibition is 10.2.5 is the draft hardship policy for public exhibition. So the recommendation in front of you reads that 1, council endorses the draft hardship policy for placement on public exhibition by council's website for a period of 28 days. And 2, if no submissions are received in relation to the draft hardship policy during the public exhibition period, then council resolves to adopt the hardship policy on the day following the conclusion of the exhibition period. And 3, if exhibitions are received in relation to the draft hardship policy during the public exhibition period, then a further report will be submitted to council for consideration of submissions received during the exhibition period. Am I a mover for that? Councillor Morris. A seconder. Councillor Hartley. Any discussion? Councillor Morris?
No, thank you.
Councillor Hartley?
No, thank you.
Any questions for any councillors? If that's the case, this is purely to go out on public exhibition. I'll put that motion. All those in favour?
Yes.
Any against? Unanimous and carried. Thank you. Draft procurement policy for public exhibition. So the recommendation in the paper is that 1, council endorses the draft procurement policy for placement on public exhibition via the council's website for a period of 28 days. 2, if no submissions are received in relation to the draft procurement policy during the public exhibition period, then council resolves to adopt the procurement policy on the day following the conclusion of the exhibition period. And 3, if submissions are received in relation to the draft procurement policy during the public exhibition period, then a further report will be submitted to council for consideration of submissions received during this period. Any councillor would like to move that way? Councillor Morris and Councillor Bailey will second it. Councillor Morris?
No, thank you.
Councillor Bailey. Any questions for any councillors? This is the draft procurement policy for public exhibition. If that being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Yes.
Any against? Again, unanimous and carried. 10.2.7 is the draft investment, so financial securities policy for public exhibition. The recommendation is that 1, Council endorses the draft investment financial securities policy for placement on public exhibition by a council's website for a period of 28 days. If no submissions are received in relation to the draft investment financial securities policy during the public exhibition period, then the council resolves to adopt the investment financial securities policy on the day following the conclusion of the exhibition period. And 3, if submissions are received in relation to the draft investment financial securities policy during the public exhibition period, then a further report will be submitted to council for consideration of submission received during the exhibition period. I should be getting good at reading that. Councillor, want to move that way. Councillor Scholes and Councillor Mahajan. Any questions, Councillor Scholes?
No, just compliment the, on the quality of the actual report and policy.
Yes, I agree. Councillor Mahajan?
No, thank you.
Any questions? The public exhibition, okay, well, if that's the case, I'll put that. All those in favour?
yes,
Any against? Unanimous and carried. The delivery program, 10-8. 2025 to 2029 draft delivery program. The recommendation in the business paper is that 1, council endorses the draft delivery program 2025-2029 to be placed on public exhibition by the council's website for a period of 28 days. And 2, following the period of public exhibition, the draft delivery program 2025-2029 be submitted to council for adoption by 30 June 2025, including consideration of feedback and suggestions received during the public exhibition period. By councillor first to move that way, Councillor Ward. By councillor want to second that, Councillor Morris. Councillor Ward. Councillor Morris.
Thank you.
Any discussion from any councillor? Thank you. If there is no discussion from any councillor, I'll put that. All those in favour?
yes,
Any against? Declare it unanimous and carried. 10-9. I'll read the time again. 2025-2029 draft resourcing strategy. The recommendation in the business paper is that 1, council endorses the draft 2025-2029 resourcing strategy for placement on public exhibition by council's website for a period of 28 days. And 2, following the public exhibition, the period of public exhibition, the draft 2025-2029 resourcing strategy will be submitted to council for adoption by 30 June 2025, including consideration of feedback and suggestions received through the public exhibition period. Was someone prepared to move that way for me? Councillor Morris. Councillor Barry. Councillor Morris.
No, thank you.
Councillor Barry, wish to speak to that? Any questions? There's no further comment from councillors. I'll put that. All those in favour?
yes,
Any against? Unanimous and carried. Thank you, councillors. 10-10, so it's the draft operational plan, budget estimates, revenue policy, fees and charges. The recommendation in the business paper is that council endorses the draft operational plan 2025-2026, including budget, revenue policy and fees and charges be placed on public exhibition by council's website for a period of 28 days. And 2, following the period of public exhibition, the draft operational plan 2025-2026, including budget, revenue policy and fees and charges, will be submitted to council for adoption by 30 June 2025, including considerations of feedback and suggestions received through the public exhibition period. Have I, councillor, move that way for me? Councillor Scholes and Councillor Mahajan. Councillor Scholes, any comment?
No, just again, I compliment the officers on the quality report, and yeah, it does take a bit of reading this particular report with regard to the effort, and I commend the public and to really have a look at it with regards to it, to get a full understanding of where we have to raise our money and the issues with regards to raising that money.
Yes, agree, Councillor Scholes. Thank you. Who the seconder was? Councillor Mahajan.
Thank you.
Any further comment? Any questions for any councillors? Being no questions, I'll put that. All those in favour?
yes,
Any against? Unanimous and carried. Thanks, Councillor McNeil. 2025 half-day public holiday. So the recommendation in the business paper is that council makes an application to the Minister for Industrial Relations for the declaration of a half-day public holiday for the Mayor's Cup from noon to 6 p.m. on Friday, 4 November 2025. How about someone want to move that way for me? Councillor Barry and Councillor Bailey. Councillor Barry, you wish to speak to it?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I do believe that this is a step back in the right direction, taking this public holiday back from whence it came, and encouraging people to actually attend the races on this half-day public holiday. I think it's a good move, and especially being the Mayor's Cup here.
I'm not so sure. I don't absorb the criticism here. Councillor Bailey, you wish to speak?
Yeah, I'd agree with the sentiments of Councillor Bailey, and I think the only way is up for this, and if we can use council's support with it, and see how it goes. And I don't see it going wrong with our support and everyone in the community. It seems to be a popular move.
Certainly the questionnaire that went out indicated that was the case for sure.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Any other councillors got any comment to make? We're bigger than the Scone Cup soon, already. No, they want back to that being the case, no further questions. I'll put that. All those in favour? Any
Yes.
against? Unanimous and carried. Thank you, councillors. Future Fund Committee. Terms of reference. The recommendation in the business paper is that Council 1 endorses the terms of reference for the Future Fund Committee. 2, delegates authority to the Future Fund Committee to A, make decisions on the acquisition, development, demolition or disposal, whether in whole or part, any asset, whether set out in the schedule or not, or anything properly incidental to those activities to council as it thinks fit. B, is make decisions on maintenance to the appropriate standard as determined by council, taking into consideration equal access, health and safety, energy efficiency and environmental sustainability. And C, obtain external legal or other professional advice as considered necessary to meet its responsibilities in accordance with council budget and procurement arrangements and subject to prior consultation with the general manager. Have I someone happy to move that way? Councillor Scholes, thank you very much. Councillor Morris, thank you. Councillors, Councillor Scholes, any comment?
Yes, I do actually, sorry. Mr. Mayor, fellow councillors, I think this is very important. The Future Fund has stalled, I would suggest, in the last periods of council. It is called the Future Fund and it is the Future Fund. We're going to lose a lot of money going forward with regards to mining rates. We have to replace and supplement this income. The Future Fund is one of the major tools we're looking at doing that. We need to make this particular fund again active and really become a great asset for this council, so that the money we're earning today is helping our future people, and that's what it's about. We don't want to pass debt onto those that follow us. We want to pass assets and the ability to keep sustaining the services that this council provides.
Thanks, Councillor Scholes. Councillor Morris, you wish to speak? Any other councillors have any questions? No, just a comment. Of course, I agree, Councillor Scholes. The most important thing is about the future of the place, and of course, for us, it's at the moment it is so uncertain, and I think it is important. And I think councillors that focus on the Future Fund and has been by every councillor in this term certainly been fantastic. So I thank councillors for that support. If there's no further questions, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Yes.
Any against? Neil, thank you. I declare that unanimous and carried. 10 to 13, reports on investments held at 31 March 2025. Just for noting, council notes council's investments as at 31 March 2025. Someone want to move that way? Councillor Mahajan and Councillor Hartley. Councillor Mahajan?
Yeah.
No comment. Councillor Hartley? Any other councillor got any question? That being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Aye.
Yes.
Any against? Get that unanimous and carried. 10 to 14, monthly financial report, March 2025. The recommendation of the business paper is that council again for noting, council notes the financial reports for the month ending 31 March 2025. Someone want to move that way? Councillor Scholes and Councillor Morris. Councillor Scholes, any?
Again, sorry, I'm just, really, I'm standing up and down all the
Sorry.
time. I'm exercising my new knee, so,
Chance to have a drink.
no, as the chair of the committee, again, I seem to be doing this every month, but it's with a good reason. It's just improving, getting better and better. This monthly report and the explanations that the staff are actually putting in the actual report as councillors, it's making our job so much easier. It's fully understanding, which is a very complicated process, a very complicated reporting process, and I commend the staff with regards to the work that's provided.
Thank you. Councillor Morris.
No, thank you.
Any questions for any councillors? That's the case. I'll put that. All those in favour?
Yes.
Any against? Unanimous and carried. 10.3, so infrastructure and property. So 10.3.1 is the Optus Tower. So the recommendation of the business paper is that Council 1 duly considers the submission received in response to the lease proposal notification, and 2 resolves to enter into the lease on the terms generally consistent with the draft lease attached to this report. Well, council want to move that way. Councillor Morris, Councillor Hartley. Councillor Morris, any comment?
No, thank you.
Purely just for the signing of the lease. The approval, of course, has been done prior.
Yep.
Councillor Hartley,
No, no comment.
any comment for any councillor? Okay, if that's the case, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Yes.
Any against? There's none. So I'll declare that unanimous and carried. Community and economy, 10.4. So 10.4.1 is the awarding of sponsorship, Sandy Hollow Motor Fest. The recommendation of the business paper is that council approves cash sponsorship of $5,000 to Sandy Hollow Charity Motor Fest for the staging of the 2025 Sandy Hollow Charity Motor Fest to be held at Sandy Hollow on 16 August 2025. Council want to move that way. Councillor Morris, Councillor Bailey. Any comment, Councillor Morris?
No, thank you.
Councillor-
Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
My apologies. It's good to see that events like this are continuing. I understand the Sandy Hollow Charity Motor Fest has been going for some years and council have always supported it. So I credit for that. And it's events like this that bring a lot more tourist dollars into the area as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Councillor Bailey, wish to speak to the motion? Any other councillors, any questions? Certainly it is a great event. You're right, Councillor Morris. If there is no further questions, I'll put that to councillors. All those in favour?
Aye.
Yes.
Any against? Unanimous and carried. Wait till Councillor Morris leaves the room. So 2025 Christmas Spectacular sponsorship request. The recommendation in front of you in the business paper is that council supports the Christmas Spectacular for 2025 as a sponsor with a contribution of $6,000 excluding GST allocated from the sponsorship budget. Someone want to move that way? Christmas Spectacular. Councillor Mahajan, Councillor Bailey. Councillor Mahajan, any comment?
No.
Councillor Bailey.
I think it's a popular event at an important time of the year for many people in our community, and yeah, gladly support it.
Thanks, Councillor Bailey. Any further questions from any councillors on the Christmas Spectacular sponsorship? Being no further questions, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Yes.
Any against? Unanimous and carried. Bit of grab Councillor Morris. So 10.4.3, the Upper Hunter Regional Brand. The recommendation in the business paper is that Council 1 endorses the Upper Hunter Place brand, and 2 requests that a further report be submitted to council regarding staged implementation of the brand. Have I someone want to move that way? Councillor Morris, Councillor Barry, Councillor Morris.
Thank you. In coming from a marketing background, I know the importance of consistency and clarity, and after seeing that presentation today, I was astounded. I think the work that's gone into this and the time that I now understand has gone into this is spectacular, to say the least. So I'd like to congratulate all of those people. But the again, that combined messaging, I think, is going to be a massive plus for the whole Upper Hunter economy.
Councillor Barry?
I have to agree with Councillor Morris. I think us aligning with the Upper Hunter Council just makes us bigger, stronger, mightier, and it's fantastic to see it coming together.
Absolutely. Any councillors got any further comment? Briefly, from me, I do particularly thank the General Manager and Mayor tonight for coming down and supporting it. I think we're probably going to be seeing a fair bit more of each other. I think it is important that we work together. And in this case, certainly as councils have recognised that has been the case. Councils have worked together. Staff of both councils particularly have done an awful lot of work. And I certainly thank staff for that and agree with the sentiments of Councillors Morris and Barry. It is an important for us, particularly for us in Muswellbrook, it's important that tourism events and tourism is something that we've targeted because we have to, of course, because we are in an ever-changing environment and that's going to change even more. So, again, thanks to both the General Manager and Mayor of Upper Hunter for coming down tonight and supporting it. So, no further questions from councillors. I will put that motion. All those in favour?
Yes.
Any? I declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you very much, councillors. We just go to some minutes from funding investment committees now. So minutes of committee meetings 11-1. So the Mac Energy Mount Pleasant Community Funding Investment Committee 1 April 2025. The recommendation of the business paper is that council notes the minutes of the meeting of the Mac Energy Mount Pleasant Community Funding Investment Committee held on 1 April 2025 and adopts the recommendations therein. If I council want to move that way. Councillor Ward. Another councillor want to move that way? Councillor Barry. Councillor Ward, you wish to speak to? Councillor Barry. Any questions from Councillor Scott?
Yes, I have an issue with regards to 11-1, 11-2, 11-5 and 11-6 with regards to the reports back from the funds we're noting that the meeting actually took place, but when you actually look at the information that we're provided within the council minutes documents, there's no information. So we're virtually noting something without really telling us anything. And I think the report should actually reflect what actually was decided at the meetings, not the fact that things were decided.
I think I agree, Councillor Scott. I think what we can probably do is attach the agenda to that. If the agenda was attached, they're only a few pages long, aren't they? So if the agenda was attached to that meeting, you would then give you a better idea. You're right.
Yeah, much concept. Yeah, basically, I don't think what we're voting on doesn't reflect what actually happened.
Yeah. Well, they're the minutes. I mean, they're the minutes of what happened, but you'd have to go back and look at the agenda to know exactly what it is.
So could possibly, through Mr. Mayor, I know we've got a proposer and a seconder, but
Would not foreshadow a motion, would councillors be happy if the 11-1, 11-2,
11-5 and 11-6.
11-5 and 11-6 were deferred to the next council meeting pending attachments of the agenda?
You can open Carson.
Councillor Ward, you moved it. You happy for that?
Yeah.
Councillor, who seconded it?
Councillor
Barry, are you happy for that to happen, Councillor Barry? For that motion now to read, they'll be deferred to the next ordinary meeting. Any councillor wish to speak? That now being the motion of deferral. Sorry, I've got to put the first motion first. We can defeat the first motion if that's the case. So the first motion purely is for noting. I'll put that. Declare that defeated. I'll now put the motion that the items 11-1, we'll only do them as we go. We can only do them as we go. We can't couple them, I don't think, can we, at the moment? Okay, we will couple them.
Do you need a
So
second?
11-1, 11-2, just to be clear, 11-1, 11-2, 11-5 and 11-6.
I'll second it.
With the deferral, we can just move forward.
Okay, I thought I had to vote on the one I had at foot because I'd already asked for a mover and a seconder.
Oh.
Okay, well, we'll move that And now we'll move that,
You're moving it, I'll second it.
okay. So we'll move this as the deferral for the 4 of those items through to the next meeting.
Yeah.
Councillors understand that and happy with that?
Yeah.
I'll put that. All those in favour?
Yes.
Declare that carried, unanimous and carried. So we'll now miss 11.2. We'll move on to 11.3, Local Traffic Committee. The recommendation in the business paper is that council notes the minutes of the meeting of the Local Traffic Committee held on 8 April 2025 and adopts the recommendations contained therein. Have I a mover?
I'll say move.
Councillor Scholes, Councillor Morris. Councillor Scholes, any,
Yes. Okay.
you move a second, you need after.
I'm working on this first one. Yeah, basically, normally that motion we just passed, I would have actually included 11.3 in it, the traffic committee, but I'd like to acknowledge that, and so I'm basically trying to reinforce what happened this time, is the traffic committee report actually really did tell us exactly what happened in that meeting, and therefore it was a good report, but normally it used to be exactly the same as the previous 4 we were talking about.
Thanks, Councillor Scholes. Councillor Morris?
No, thank you.
Any questions from any councillors on the Local Traffic Committee? That's just for noting. If there's no further questions, I'll put that 11.3. Local Traffic Committee, all those in favour?
Yes.
Unanimous and carried. 11.4, State Significant Development Committee, 8 April. The recommendation in the business paper is that council notes the minutes of the meeting of the State Significant Development Committee held on 8 April 2025 and adopts the recommendations contained therein. Have I a mover for that? State Significant, Councillor Hartley. Councillor Scholes. Councillor Hartley.
I was trying to stay out of it.
No, thank you.
Councillor Scholes.
No.
No questions. Any questions from any other councillors? 11.4. Okay, if that's the case, I'll put that. All those in favour?
Yes.
Thank you. Unanimous and carried. 11.5 and 6 have both been deferred. We'll now move on. There is no notice of a motion. Councillors' reports. I'll start on my left. Councillor Morris.
No, thank you.
Councillor Hartley.
Yeah, I just, I attended the Family Fun Day, the Easter Family Fun Day on Saturday. I'd just like to say how good an event it was. There was lots and lots of little kids up there. It was good to see the range of kids. It wasn't just 5, 6, 7-year-olds. It was right up into early teens. So it was good to see a good variety of kids up there. And there was a lot of fun had. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, actually.
I like the fact that you said you enjoyed it.
Yeah. More than I thought I would.
Councillor Bailey.
No,
Councillor McNeil.
No, thank you, Mr Mayor.
Councillor Barry. Councillor Mahajan.
No.
Councillor Scholes.
No.
Councillor Wood. Thank you, councillors. Coming to my meetings. There is no written questions. Item 14, item 15, questions for next meeting, again on my left.
No, thank you.
Councillor Hartley.
No.
Bailey. Councillor McNeil.
No, thank you.
Councillor Barry. Councillor Mahajan.
Thank you.
No.
Councillor Scholes. There are no questions for next meeting. Now, I want to move into adjourn into closed council by a mover. Someone want to move that way? Councillor Morris, Councillor Bailey. All those in favour?
Aye.
Any
Yes.
against? Unanimous and carried. Thank you, councillors. We'll now adjourn into closed council.
Hello.
Thank you, councillors. Thank you.
There, Murray.
Thanks, Greg. Ready? So we'll now just report on the 3 closed council items. So 17.1, the refinancing loan future fund. So council have resolved to delegate to the general manager the authority to, 1, negotiate the lowest fixed interest rate with one of the 4 major banks for the amount of $2,488,750 for the loan. The start date of the loan will be 30 May 2025 in accordance with the terms offered by the selected bank. And 2, execute the loan agreement to refinance the Tertiary Education Centre, Brook Street Plaza and staff housing with the financial institution that provides the lowest borrowing cost to council. That was unanimous with councillors. 17.2 Richmond Grove Road. councillors have resolved council resolved to direct the general manager to discuss with the landowner the requirement for them to undertake renewal works of Richmond Grove Road beyond 1.4 kilometres from the intersection of Bylong Valley Way to be at the landowner's cost. Council considers that its ability to maintain this section of road is limited due to a lack of available budget and resources. Again, that was supported unanimously by councillors. And 17.3, final item in closed council was the road closure and works deed. So council have resolved that 1, we delegate to the general manager the authority to finalise the negotiations with the other party on terms not generally inconsistent with the draft road closure and works deed annexed to this report. And 2, resolves to enter into the roads closure and works deed on terms generally not inconsistent with the draft road closure and works deed annexed to this report. Again, supported unanimously by councillors. That brings us to the end of the meeting. Thank you, councillors. We had a bit to get through and we got through it fairly well. So thank you for your support. And I declare the meeting closed at 6 minutes past 7. Thank you.